Hello everyone, my name is Tiona. I just kind of wanted to give you all my personal mystery diagnosis experience. Um, I call it mystery diagnosis because to give you all a timeline of what has been going on with me around a year ago after I graduated mortuary school. Um, I started having some symptoms, which I kind of swept under the rug for the duration of mortuary school just to get through. But they became a little bit more severe. So I would have kind of like pain, and sometimes they get excruciating in both legs, arms. I would have numbness, tingling. I would have sometimes heart palpitations. I would feel like my body is warm then cold and warm then cold. I was running a low grade temp. And I kept getting felt like sinus infections, or always negative for strep throat, where my throat hurt. And so anyhow, I went to my primary care to establish care maybe in October of 2017. And she did the whole assessment, did blood work, and called me and said that I have a positive ANA, which means that you are most likely in African Americans to have lupus. So she referred me to a rheumatologist. And it took me a couple of months to get seen. So during that duration, I've had several ER visits with the same symptoms. I also had like a rash that wouldn't go away regardless of prednisone and creams and hydrocortisone creams as well. But anyhow, went to the rheumatologist. He did his own blood work and he didn't see where it was lupus. He started treating me for fibromyalgia, which I didn't think that's what it was. So I took the medications for a little while and I just stopped that. And then I was seen just about, it feels like, every specialist in Columbia. I was seen by a pulmonologist for the chronic cough that I had for over a year that does not go away with any cough medicine, or no matter what was prescribed. He didn't see anything wrong. I went to a gastroenterologist and had an upper GI done for GI issues and nausea and indigestion, severe indigestion, and that just came back as GERD, which I knew I had anyway. And then I just kind of began to just cope and live with the symptoms that I have. Fast forwarding to August of 2018, I went back to my primary care physician. Just wasn't feeling well. Didn't know what it, cannot describe how I felt. You just don't feel well. You can't function. You have days of anxiety. You may have days of depression. And she told me, she said, you're running a low grade temp. We know something is wrong. I'm going to refer you to an infectious disease doctor. And I'm going to also, let me backtrack, during these ER visits in the months of October of 2017, nodules, 3 nodules were discovered on my thyroids. Had those ultrasounds, looked fine. I would go back for the follow-up. But my primary care wanted me to have another ultrasound of thyroid. Just wanted to check that again and see what it's doing. And So I got an ultrasound done. One of the nodules have grown, it's gotten larger. Um, and also, the infectious disease doctor basically told me I shouldn't chase my tail with anything autoimmune. He didn't think it was lupus or anything autoimmune. Um, he just thought that maybe it could be depression. Um, Basically, he acted like he didn't really know what it was either. But I think maybe a week or two, his office called me back in for more lab work. And I inquired about what labs they were trying to draw, and the phlebotomist told me calcium levels. So I said, okay. So I had got a referral from the infectious disease doctor to an endocrinologist as well, and then that's where they told me about me being diagnosed with hyperparathyroidism. So my primary care with the large nodules coming back with the ultrasound, she referred me to an endocrinologist as well. So I went with the one the infectious disease referred me with. And when I got to her, still feeling sick. Every day is a different day. Some days I can't get out of bed. Some days I hurt all over. Some days I just really down. Some days I'm up. And she had all these lab works done. She had me to do what's called a sesame scan to look at the parathyroids, and there was an adenoma on my left lower parathyroid. Also, I had a biopsy done of the thyroid on the right lower side, which was horrible. It was a fine needle aspiration biopsy where they numb the area, and they use 5 needles and go into that thyroid to collect cells to be sent off to pathology. So in the meantime, she referred me, as in the endocrinologist referred me to an endocrine surgeon for the parathyroid to be removed, being that there is a adenoma growing, which is associated with the hyperparathyroidism, which means that the parathyroid hormones continuously secretes, which cause calcium to come out of storage within the body, which causes a high calcium level in the blood. So after the thyroid biopsy, which was November 19th, and the sesame scan was November 16th, I believe. She called me. She didn't call me. I had an appointment that next week, and she told me that there was, the pathologist sent a report saying that there was suspect Hurtho cell carcinoma, which is a thyroid cancer. They couldn't really tell me any more about it. She told me that it's a 50-50 chance of me having thyroid cancer, but she was waiting on the final results. So during this time, maybe a week later, she called me and told me she had great results. The final results were that the malignancy was negative for cancer. So, of course, everyone got excited. And, doing all of this, definitely believe God. And I believe Him for His promises as well. And I know that He's a healer. But that next week, that Monday, she called me on a Thursday and told me no cancer. That Monday she called me and told me that there were some more reports that came in that showed that one of the genes that was sent off, was suspicious for thyroid cancer. So here you are, 50-50 chance of having thyroid cancer again. So that I would have to have my thyroid removed, which I've already been waiting to see the endocrine surgeon anyway. So I just kind of wanted to give you a detailed description of my mystery diagnoses. I'm happy to finally be able to get to the bottom of what is going on. And I wanted to share my story. Maybe somebody else could be having some possible thyroid issues that they may need to just go get, their levels checked or get ultrasounds done. And maybe I can help somebody else by what I'm going through. And also, this is my first video. This is an introductory video that I've started with my blog. And just kind of, like I said, again, wanted to be able to help somebody else along the way. And if you all have any questions, you feel free to comment or send me messages directly. If you don't want to comment, I will try my best to answer questions. Also, I don't want to diagnose anyone. I want you to go to your medical provider to be diagnosed. I am a registered nurse, but I'm not a medical doctor. So if you feel like you may have some symptoms, if you feel like you are just sick, you don't really know what it is, or if you have some thyroid problems already going on in your family, you might want to get your thyroids checked. And again, my next video would be what comes of the appointment with the endocrine surgeon, which is in about 2 weeks for me. And just see where we go from there when the surgery is. I want to keep you updated as much as possible as far as what's going on with me. And that is it. Hope you all have a great day. God bless.